All right, what is this? If you guys haven't seen the previous video, you can check it out here. We talked about the fact that Mattel is relaunching Barney in 2024, or at least 2023, but they're starting the series, the new animated series, next year. And all my thoughts are in that. I'm not talking about that this time. I got everything I needed to say in that one. We're talking about this. So this is the photo that was sent to me many times this morning at the time of this recording. This photo was sent to me so many times. This is the model that they're going with for the CG animated Barney cartoon that's going to be debuting next year. We don't know a streaming service. We don't know anything yet. We don't even have footage of it at the time of this recording. So this is all we have to go on. Can I just say, and a lot of people have said this, Barney being CG, I don't think could ever really work. Barney is one of those characters where the design is so specific with what it is. It's a live action costume. It's so specific that anything that you could possibly do to make it look okay in CG would not really work. And that's just my opinion. You know, I've never, the last time Barney's been CG was it 2000? Come on over to Barney's house, and they did that really awkward and strange opening where Barney slid down on some musical notes, and then he was like, "Come on to the house," and then they never did it again. And I think the point is, it's not going to work. It does not work. And I want to just sort of just get into this design because there's a lot of things that I don't like. There's some things that kind of work, other things that don't. First of all, this isn't a dig on the designer or anything at all. I don't think that they know what a Tyrannosaurus Rex looks like. Look at his hands. What do you notice about those? He has 4 fingers. Tyrannosaurus has 2 fingers. And I feel like all it took is to look at any image of Barney. He has 2. He has like mitts. They're because that's what a Tyrannosaurus looks like. They don't have 4 fingers. Even in the artwork that you'd see in like books and merchandise and stuff like that, they made sure to point out, or not to point out, but they made sure to remember the design philosophy. He's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, I've said multiple times that I never liked that in artwork Barney would have long arms, like just like human-sized long arms, because that didn't make sense. He's a Tyrannosaurus. He should have small arms, like the costume. Why did I say it like that? Like the costume, like the costume. You know, the arms are kind of long, but they're not like human-sized. They're like stubby, kind of. That's what they're supposed to be. Why does he have fingers and like he has elbows? Like, that doesn't make any sense. One thing I do like is the feet. I like how sort of you can't tell that he's like tall or anything. He looks really small, and I don't really have too much of a problem with that as long as he's not like smaller than the kids in the show that's supposedly gonna be made. I hope that's not the case. I hope he's still tall, but he looks kind of like scrunky. Is that the right word? I don't know. He has like stubby feet, and it's nice. I don't know. He's scrunkly. Thank you. D's helping me out. Scrunkly. That's the word. It looks kind of nice. I don't know. The toes, they look fine. I appreciate that they are taking liberties enough to where they're sort of working out how he would look in a CG format. If we look at the face, Austin, my good friend Austin, he messaged me and he said that the head kind of looks like the original like 1988 costume. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I just wish everything else looked nice because I don't understand. First of all, the eyes are standard like CG character eyes. I don't really care. It's their eyes. They look fine, I guess. His mouth, he has that looks intentional. He has 2 teeth on the top row and then 1 big one on the bottom. So they were clearly modeling this after the costume. He even has like the side thing, and it looks as though when he talks, it's going to be like the flapping of the mouth, which would look really stupid. I feel like Barney talking in a CG cartoon at all would be really disturbing. I don't like the idea of his mouth doing like human syllables. I feel like that wouldn't be right. It works live action because it's a costume. You get it. Like you understand why it's doing that. You know, he's not a. I really we need to wait and see how that looks because what I'm imagining does not look right, and I don't. I also just don't like the idea of his face emoting in a way that like you can tell by the way his eyelids are sort of modeled that they're probably going to move when he like does like different emotions, and I don't like that. It feels like it's gonna look really gross.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
I really see. Here's the thing. I really wish they gave us some sort of trailer or something to go off of so we can see it in motion. Because the way it looks right now, I don't like it. I don't know what the side profile is going to look like, and I feel it's going to look kind of bad. Again, there are things about it that I like, but I feel like the things that I don't like are outweighing it.
Barney comes to play with us whenever we may need him. Barney can be your friend too if you just make believe him.
Another thing is the color shade. The Barney crew have always maintained a strict sort of design philosophy. You know, you always hear, not always, but you hear from different crew members that were involved with the marketing and everything that Barney has a very specific shade of purple. It's PMS 245, I think, or 246. I could be entirely wrong. But it's a very specific shade of purple that they use for Barney, for merchandise, but also for artwork and just like the costume fleece, because it's a very signature color. This is not that color. And I'm looking, you know, I had the autograph from David Joyner standing right next to me, and it's a photo of the costume from season 5. I'm sorry, from season 3. The costume from season 3 in 1995. And I'm looking at these two, and it's very clearly not the color that Barney is supposed to be. And if this is the model that they're going with, untweaked, then that means that it's going to bleed into the merchandise, and it's going to be wrong. And I don't want to be the kind of person that like, oh, the color's wrong. It nitpick the color, but like, it's been the same color for years and like 30 something years, and having it change in a way that you can tell it's not. You can tell that they didn't do it on purpose. It feels like they just sort of, okay, he's purple, make him purple, and that was it. They didn't bother to think that Barney has a specific color. All you needed to do was color match it. Just take a little color picker tool and go, and that's it. Like, but they didn't do that, and that bothers me a little bit. There's not really much else to. I just noticed he has a tongue. I don't like that. Because I don't like it because I know that it's going to move. Anything in his face in moving is not something that I'm into. Someone pointed out that his stomach has a texture to it. It looks kind of like a stuffed animal texture, and I was like, that's kind of cool. You know, like he's stuffed animal. He's alive now, and he has like a stuffed animal. He still has a stuffed animal stomach, which is great. What bothered me about it was the fact that it's only on the stomach and nowhere else. Like the entire rest of his body is like it's just a flat, smooth. So like, why is the stomach? I don't know. I don't. There's a lot of questions that I have that probably aren't going to be answered for a little bit. That's pretty much all I have to say about the model. It's very jank, and it's just sort of weird because I feel like when you take Barney and you put him in this format, he ends up looking generic, and I don't like that for him. He just sort of looks like a generic dinosaur that you would see in the background of some like Illumination movie, and with his design being so specific and iconic, it feels like a disservice, and I'm not too big on the model itself. I'm sure it will look better in motion, but as it stands right now, this is what we're given. This is what I see. I do not like it, and I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments your opinions about this model and just the cartoon idea in general. And of course, as I said in the last video, it's all about the love. LOVE. We have to be respectful as possible. And you have to be respectful because the comments don't get published until I review them. So be very respectful. I can't wait to see what you guys think, what you guys say. And yeah. All right. So thank you guys for boarding my rainbow line. I'll see you guys at the next stop. See you. I'm getting real quick at saying that. Alicia, Andrew, Brandon, Caroline, Daisy, Donnie, Emilia, Gwen, Caitlin, Matthew, Megley, Mia T. Toon, Nerdy Disney, our friend Barney, Velveteen. Thank you to all of my Rainbow Line passengers. See you!